Saturday around 1:30. I just played a funeral for a friend of mine that passed away. I mean, I didn't know, I knew him, but I didn't know him extremely well, but I knew him. I'd known him. He's been there since I started there back in 2003. But it was one of those things that, I mean, I've known him for 22 years, but I didn't really know him, and it made me kind of think about how many people do we know, but we really don't know, I knew his family. I played for both his mom and dad's funerals. His mom was this beautiful lady that would, she would just kind of gift little gifts here and there, little random things that were very sweet. His dad was a paratrooper in the Army Air Corps. It was just, they're just really cool people, and I didn't know him all that well because we never really crossed paths a lot, I guess. His wife is absolutely a sweetie. I know his kids, but it was interesting to me because I started thinking about it. He started reading the obituary during the service, and I had no idea that he worked at St. Luke's Hospital. I had no idea that he was an IT guy, although it makes sense because his brother and his kids are, I believe, if I remember correctly. Although his brother is now a missionary, which I think is really cool. But it was just interesting, and he ended up having a lot of health issues at the end that really started, it sounds like it was about 10 years ago, but that's the thing is I didn't know, and I saw this guy every week, he and his wife, and how do you see somebody every week, you know their name, you know their family, but you don't really know them? And for me, I didn't take the time to get to know him, and I feel bad about that. When I go to a funeral, whether it's somebody I knew or not, when I'm playing for a funeral, I end up 99% of the time crying because I feel afterwards, I feel like I know them, and then part of me wishes that I had known them before. I don't know, it's just one of those things, one of those weird things that I think about. I play for a lot of funerals, and you start to kind of get a little sappy, a little depressed, I guess, when you think about it. But and at the same point, it kind of makes me think, how do I want to be remembered? What do I want people to say about me at my funeral, at my what do I want in my eulogy? Aside from writing it myself, which would be a little weird, but what do I want people to say about me, and how do I want them to feel? I would hope that people would say that I'm a nice person. I would hope that they would say that I cared, even though sometimes I feel like I didn't care enough. I don't know. It's just kind of a little reflective today, I guess. Just thinking about it. I don't know. Anyway, deep thought for today. How do you want people to remember you? Even if you haven't passed away, just moved away, or whatever, or they moved away, how do you want them to remember you? Think about it. Love you guys. Bye.